Welcome back. So here we go, risk management. Okay, risk management. Okay guys, this is the number one thing that lets traders down is risk management. Okay, now it's easier to explain and easier to say than to actually physically and emotionally implement it. Okay, because this is the element where traders get wrong, especially at the start of their trading career. It's something that you will not be very good at the start. Okay, so you need to embrace that, understand it, recognize it, and be aware of that. And you have to be aware that this is something that you need to work on. Okay, constantly, every single day that you place a trade, every single time you place a trade, you have to be aware of this. Okay, now this part of trading is all psychological. There's not one physical element to this at all. This is completely psychological. This is all to do with your psychology as an individual, as a human being, as a person, okay? Yes, it is about trading, but the actual principle of it has got nothing to do with trading. If you actually drill down, the root cause here is your psychology, okay? How your brain works. And that's why it's so important to be disciplined. When I say be disciplined, you have to make your mind up how much you're willing to risk, whether it's 1%, 2%, you know, depending on your account size. Are you willing at the start, are you willing to risk £10? Are you willing to risk £20? Or is your risk management a completely different element? Is it not a percentage, or is it not a value of money? Is it when a formation or a pattern becomes overextended or distorted? So you have to make your mind up which it is. Okay, me personally, now I've been trading for well over 2.5 years, and when I started I was risking a certain amount of money, and then I started to risk a percentage of my capital. And there's many different ways you can do it. You can put a percentage in on the position size or your overall capital. There's many different ways people do it. Me personally, for a long time now, for over a year now, I would say, definitely over a year, my personal risk management is when the patterns that I've developed, when they become distorted, I take the loss, because my pattern win rate is such a high percentage that I know that when it does become distorted and I liquidate, take the hit, take it on the chin, take that loss, I know that I can make that back pretty quickly. Okay, but the important thing here is it's not so much what the risk management is set at. Like, so it doesn't matter if it's £10 or £50. You know, for somebody that's trading with a big position size, it might be £500 per trade that they're willing to lose. It really doesn't matter what the value is. And same again with the percentage. You know, you need to decide what percentage you're willing to risk, whether that's 1%, 2%, 3%. That's something that you have to make your mind up about. But that's not the important part. Well, it is important, but it's not the most important part. Okay, the most important part is that whatever you decide that is, that you stick to it. Okay, that's the most important part, that whatever you decide your risk management strategy is, that you stick to it. Now, you can always tweak it going forward. You can increase it, decrease it, whatever. You know, that's just tweaking your risk management. That's not the principal part of this. The principal part of it is that you stick to it, no matter what it is, and not a case of, we've all been there, haven't we? We've all been there, more times than you would like to remember, where it goes past your risk management level, whatever that is, and then you're saying to yourself, I'll just hold on a little bit longer, and then it goes against you even more, and then it gets to the stage where you're thinking to yourself, well, might as well just wait now and see. Hopefully I might get this back. I'm already in deep trouble here. So that's why it's so important to be disciplined. Okay, so I will say it again. the most important part in the initial stages of developing your risk management strategy is not what you're willing to risk or the percentage or whatever. It's actually sticking to it. Okay? Now your risk management can be very, very tight, right? It can be really tight, and that is not necessarily a bad thing when you're starting out trading, because it means that you're not risking that much, and you can always extend it as you go forward. But why do people not stay disciplined with their risk management? Well, it's quite simple. Again, all it goes back to the human mind. Okay, so you are going to have an emotional attachment to that money. Now, it doesn't matter how much you're risking. It could be £10 or it could be £1,000. It's still your money and you don't want to lose it. So this is why traders struggle to be consistent with their risk management, is because they have that emotional attachment. But the thing about it is, and if you try this, you will see that this works. If you actually write down a set of rules for yourself in terms of your risk management, and you decide that when it gets to this, no matter how I'm feeling or what my gut feeling is or what I think might happen, when it gets to this level, that's it, I'm done. Okay, and as soon as you decide that, like truly decide it and start to implement that, you'll become a much more relaxed trader, because you'll know exactly what you're risking every single time you enter a trade. Because sometimes, if you don't have a very strong set of risk management skills or strategy that you've implemented, you're going in not knowing how much you're going to lose potentially, because you don't have that discipline. But when you do have that discipline, every single time you go into that trade, you know exactly what you potentially could lose, okay? And no more than that. And that gives you a sense of comfort. It makes you much more comfortable. And you do have to be comfortable to trade consistently. You have to be comfortable, because if you're on edge, if you're scared, if you're nervous, that's gonna have an effect on your trading. When you enter a trade, when you liquidate a position, when you take profit, all of them kind of things. So straight away, you are implementing a level of calmness in your environment, because you're not wondering to yourself, oh geez, how much am I going to lose in this trade? You already know before you even open the position. Okay, so again, it's a bit of a revolving door, if you like, for some traders. But if you truly stick to this, you will see that you will start to become profitable, because the strategy that most traders use is predominantly successful, and they do, the majority of the time, have a higher win rate, and traders lose their money because of poor risk management. Okay, so try it for a month. You've got nothing to lose. Try it for a month, even with a very small account, using a small amount of money. Decide what your risk management is going to be for that month, and as soon as it breaches that level every single time, liquidate and you're out. And I know from experience that it helps you as a trader. It truly helps you. You become more confident because you know what you're going to risk every single time you enter a trade. You know the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is, okay, I'm not going to lose any more than £10. Or if you have a bigger account, right, I'm not going to lose any more than £200 on this position. But you already know that. And having that discipline instills a degree of confidence, and you feel in control as well. Because when you don't have good risk management skills, you really feel out of control when you enter these positions, don't you? Even before you go into the into the green, because you're not sure what you're going to lose. So straight away, not only is the risk management going to help you to be profitable, but it's also helping you psychologically as a human being, as a trader. You're literally setting a really solid foundation going forward. And it's all about awareness, being aware of what you potentially could lose. Because if you're not implementing risk management, how do you know what you're going to lose per trade? It could be £5, £10, it could be 50. And you'll be all over the place, you'll be up and down. you won't know which way is up. You won't know when you should liquidate a position. You don't know when you should take profit. So it can be a vicious cycle. It can be a really vicious cycle, and I've been there myself a number of times until I truly got a grasp of this. And look, you're not going to get a grasp of this in a couple of days or a couple of weeks. This is going to take months again. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as trading itself. These things take time. You know, there's no overnight success in this. It's a lot of hard work, but it is worth it in the end. So I hope you guys got a little bit of value out of that. Something that I've experienced many times at the start of my trading career, but there is light at the end of the tunnel if you instill a degree of discipline. Okay, that's the important part, is to instill and implement that degree of discipline. So see you guys for more videos. Again, you can catch up with me on Instagram, sambora.00. You can follow me, see what I get up to. Make sure you smash that like button, guys. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I will see you again for more videos.